Ahem. From traditional architectural sketching to digital architectural presentation, one of the things that I make sure I have is entourages. Or sometimes I forget, but specifically human entourages. And growing up from a wannabe artist or animator to college architecture student to now an architect, I know that sometimes we have questions in our minds like, why do we even have to add entourages? Should we just focus on the building only? Why are human entourages important? And how do we draw human entourages? So 3 things. What, why, and how. So first, let's start with the big what. Human entourages. Or maybe we could just go back a bit. Entourages. What are entourages?
Ay, nako.
1, 2, 3, go. Typically considered as something added, assembled into an architectural image in order to alter the interpretation of the design. It consists of elements extracted from multiple sources combined to image an environment, a convergence where different ontologies mix. On the other hand, in the Cambridge Dictionary, the meaning of entourage is a group of people who travel with and work for an important or famous person. But at the same time, in Webster's dictionary, the meaning of entourage is first, associates, companions, or attendants, collectively, especially of a person of rank. The second is environment. But since we are talking about architectural human entourage, these are basically an illustrative image or symbol of a human being that can give a sense of context to the whole presentation or image itself. So, why? Why are human entourages important? You know, back when I was in my architecture college days, I really did not give much of an importance in human entourages. I really love sketching animes, and even making portraits. But when it comes to architectural entourages, I slack off with it. I give no effort in it. You know, human entourages give a scale and context to the whole project, scene, picture, or render. As we all know, in architectural renderings, the main building, may it be exterior, or the inside, or the interior itself, is the main point of view for a presentation, or the main presentation drawings. But here's the thing. The lack of even simple entourage also lacks even simple context. Okay, ang hirap mag-YouTube. Kailangan ko pa mag-acting, pero it's just for the sake of experience and trying out things. Anyways, before I transition with the how or the last part of this video, I would just like to talk about something else first before mag-transition tayo for it. And I've seen an article from Arc Daily. I know that you guys are familiar if you are in the architecture space. One of the most famous websites in terms of like designs or projects is Arc Daily. And I just found an article that is related into our topic, which is human entourages. And it just basically states how much the importance of human scale when sketching. And you can see here, meron tayong illustration of 2 rectangles that can have different context basing dun sa kung ano yung scale ng tao or the scale of your human entourage. So you can see here, there's a smaller entourage, there's a medium size, and then there's a bigger one that made the rectangles look like stairs or flight of steps, right? And then I'm going to be flashing one part of the article which is I really like, that can actually support that human entourages are very important in terms of sketching. Pero again, I hope na hindi ko kayo ma-confuse that this video is particularly for presentation drawings or conceptualization drawings. And definitely, I hope di kayo magdodrawing ng human entourages in your production drawings or working drawings or construction drawings, because definitely, those are production drawings and ayaw nating maguluhan yung mga construction workers or the contractors in what they are going to be building, right? So again, this video is solely for presentation drawings, for conceptualization, and being able to communicate your design probably to your clients for them to understand na ako pala yung human entourage na yun, dun pala kami, maganda pala dun, or there's a sense of giving a scale again sa client natin na this is going to be how big the height, the ceiling is, or those stuff. And ayun, basically just try to understand that this is just going to be for presentation drawings, right? And I'm going to be flashing this one. So in this sense, although many sketches do not possess technical rigor or intrinsic artistic quality, the important thing is that they can communicate a clear image and pass on the intended message either for other people or even for the designer themselves in the future. One instrument widely used is to make sketches more understandable. Is the inclusion of elements that help support a better comprehension of the object in question. Among these methods, the human scale, a figure or figures that represent the future users of the space, stands out as perhaps the most common. The human scale, as the name suggests, gives an indication of the proportions of the object drawn, independent of its dimension. It can also demonstrate the proposed functions of a space, suggests intended roots, and breathe life into the design. So there you have it. Ayan, tapos na. Hindi, joke lang. And then I'll be flashing some of the pictures that I really find interesting in terms of the conceptualization of these famous architects. One of these is Lucio Costa, if you guys are familiar with him. There's also Oscar Niemeyer. So these are their sketches rather. As you can see on their conceptualization or scheme phase, they try to at least have even isang human entourage lang to show scaling or to show presentation or to show basic concept or context to the whole picture or story of the presentation that you're presenting to the client or to other people that are supporting or are related to the project that you're doing. So another article, kasi hindi lang naman one article yung madami akong nakitang article, but these are just some of the things that I really find interesting. And one of those is also the collection of this is from Design Boom. So yung pinaka-headline niya is Collection of Drawn Human Figures by Famous Architects Reflects Their Style and Sensibility. Actually, I really don't know if this is something that is true. Pero going back, nung pinanood ko isa kong video on my own YouTube, yung nag-check ako ng mga old plates ko, I've seen that my sketching of human entourage is not really any sense parang maayos. As in, parang lagi ko siyang minamadali. So I think it showed how much I try to do things as well. If I'll be honest, some of my renderings are rushed. Even my other presentations are rushed. So probably it reflects the way I present my human entourages as well. Or probably I lack time management. I lack being able to divide my own time and, let's say, planning and conceptualizing and rendering, and it leaves me a short amount of time to be able to put in the entourages that I need to fill up my presentation. And yes, I guess that's like the transition phase before we get into the last part, which is the how. Alrighty. Alrighty. Ngayon, wait lang. Hindi ko lang gagawin ko.